Hi, I'm Jamie from Sci-Fivision. Thanks for talking to me. It's nice to talk to you guys again. I talked to you a couple of seasons ago, I think.
Nice.
So I'm really enjoying it so far. I've seen up through episode 9. They haven't sent us 10 yet, so waiting to know what happens. Well, Josh, let's start with you. You obviously go to some dark places this season. You know, your daughter is missing, possibly dead. Can you sort of talk about tapping into that and also getting back out of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because some people said, "Yeah, haven't you had so much fun this season?" And I don't think I have had a lot of fun this season. You know, it's sort of a weird and hard place to live every day when you go to work. But it's easy to tap into it because Jeff Rake and our brilliant writers have created such a rich, landscape for us to play around in and tap into. So all those things were there for me to embrace and take into myself. Just the idea that his wife was murdered, his daughter was kidnapped, his son has grown older, so he misses out on more of his years, was all devastating and not hard to tap into the melancholy and the emotionality of all that. He's in a profound, sense of anger, and he can't quite find a way out of it. And his sister is always there for him no matter what, and understands where he is and understands that grief and understands why he can't quite pull out of it, even though she wants him to very badly. But there is, you haven't gotten to 10 yet, but and of course there's 10 more episodes after that. So there is a journey that all of these characters go on, and there is a journey hopefully out of, I always think of it, Ben doesn't find a way out of grief, but a way deep within it to where he can find a way to make it part of him. And ultimately a positive thing, and a place where he can really start to recognize his own goodness and his own redemptive qualities that he has.
All right, thank
but
you.
yeah, not a fun place to start off.
No, definitely not. Now let's say Michaela spends, and obviously this has kind of happened last season too, but she spends a lot of time sort of straddling the line between she can't be a cop, so she can't do some things, but she's also having to lie about her calling. So can you sort of talk about that, and maybe also what advantages it has, if any?
She's no longer a cop in season 4, which I think is a really awesome progression of her character, because she quit, and she decided that helping the passengers was more important than a job. Especially given the fact that she knows about this death date. And what does that mean? Does that mean the entire world? Does that mean just her? Does that mean what? But like that's her main priority right now, is figuring out what that day looks like and what she's supposed to do getting to that point. But she's been so fiercely loyal to this cause in making that decision. And it took her a while to get there, but once she did, it was full steam ahead, and she's kind of taken the captain role going into season 4, given Ben's grief. And so we get to see her, in this leadership role outside of the precinct, outside of being a detective, outside of a lot of things. And she's kind of just become this strong woman who knows what she needs to do, even if internally she's not feeling it. She knows she has to do this, otherwise everything might sink.
Right. Josh, I was just going to say quickly, do you think your character has trouble connecting with his son as well this season? Do you think he still blames him for kind of what happens? I mean, is that a part of it?
Yeah, and it makes me emotional every time I think of that, because it's such a complicated, horrible place for father and son. But absolutely, I think he has very, very complicated feelings around Hal and Grace and Angelina, and feels that he has this connection with Angelina that he can't explain and he doesn't understand it. And I think that's part of, particularly when we get into part 2, where it helps Ben crawl out of his darkness when he tries to understand Angelina's darkness. But there is a complicated thing, particularly in part 1 with Cal and Ben, and how he feels about him and his connection with Angelina.
All right. Well, thank you both of you. I appreciate it. Looking forward to getting the rest of it.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for you to see it.
Yeah. All right. Have a good day, guys.
You too.
Bye.